next item, we have
Very good.
I just want to say one more thing. So in order to put that language in the ordinance, we have to have it posted 10 days in advance and blah, blah. So that's why I wanted to make sure that we knew how we wanted the wording in here before I go through all that.
Yeah.
So it will come up one more time
Okay, we'll just
to make it
Thanks for
official
the
on
heads
that
up.
stuff.
Like Nikki said, this is budget.
So, right.
Okay. Are we moving on now?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're on to update on codification project.
We finally got through it. And it's been sent to American Legal Publishing, so all's in their court now. So hopefully they said, and then it will take less than 60 days for them to get back to us with it.
Okay. Next item, update on IT complaint.
I thought I was going to have an update, but I don't. It's still in progress, so maybe at the next meeting.
Moving on. Community Events Committee scheduling meeting.
So at the last budget meeting we had, we talked about having events in the park. Like storytellers or that kind of thing, using 10% money and having something. But I looked back and I don't think a committee was ever formed for that. And if we want to form one and start some planning before things get booked up and we don't have the entertainment available, or I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. It's the time of year if you want to do something like that, start planning and it's start.
Do you think maybe that's something we should bring up on the 20th down at the church? To the community themselves?
I'm not sure that that is the same type of thing. Because this is like, we have the
Things
money,
to
we
do.
have the park, it's things just to do this summer.
Sure.
The comprehensive plan is like, what's your vision for Lon?
I see, yeah. That would really pertain then. So should we be needing, you have that listed here, but we don't know if there's even such a thing.
Well, I spoke with Bruce a little bit about it, and
Okay.
he thought it would be something that the Parks Committee, and I don't know who's on the Parks Committee, or if it's something that needs to be redone every year. I'm not sure how that works. Do you have any idea, Bruce?
We usually try and get somebody from every organization in town, regional plans, whatever. But we can do whatever we want.
So you're suggesting that we look into entertainment and stuff like that?
Well, I don't know if you recall at the last budget meeting we had, we were talking about the 10% money and things like
Mhm.
that. And at that time it was decided that we should take that money and do something for the community at the parks. And I did call the state to find out if that was an appropriate use, and they said yes, it is. Especially if it's for kids. Anything for kids is good, but it would, if it benefited the community, such as a storyteller, it doesn't have to be for kids, it can be or music, anything that has to do with arts.
But no, when it comes to like Pat had said, and I always remember this, to kind of fill the summer in more instead of just like doing festival and whatever, just to find time slots to fill in. So we just need activities to fill those,
Right.
geared towards kids more.
Right. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be geared towards kids, as long as it could fall under arts, which is a pretty broad umbrella.
So of your garden and arts wouldn't count? Or what, I mean, they get people together, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
does there,
I'm not sure what one of your parking, but.
I'm sure they're not gonna pay for
You could
that.
have, but,
Kids.
Yeah. Adults over here, kids over here. But, so we need to get people together, our community events committee.
yeah.
Well, any volunteers?
You know, these, I mean, it depends how big these events are gonna be. It takes a lot of planning to do these.
Does,
You need volunteers from the community, a lot of organization.
Does sound like something, it does sound like something the Parks Committee could handle.
Who's the Parks Committee?
Do we know who's on it offhand?
Steve, myself, it was Gail Quinn.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of who else was on there. Oh,
Can you
Angela
get
Rock.
next story?
Anita Sutton.
so you two are still the originals then? So you two can just recruit more people?
You're talking a lot.
I'd be more than happy to. I can't guarantee you how much time I will have to dedicate to it, like you said, because it's gonna take, but,
I'm happy to help where
Yeah,
needed.
I think
I also don't wanna be,
obligated.
yeah.
So I guess the first step would be for me to figure out who's on the park committee and contact them.
And then let's
Right,
come up with
maybe.
some ideas of what to do and how to do it. Ideas,
I always like snooping at other cities and see what they do, get ideas.
okay.
Okay. Anything else on that? Any unfinished business? Any other unfinished business? On to new business. New business, resolution 2025-08, employee citizen complaint policy. That's on pages 19 and 22.
This is, we don't have a procedure that I could find anywhere on how to handle complaints. And I just think it should be consistent and I need to have a procedure to follow. And I think anybody who receives one should have, we should all be doing the same thing. So, the resolution in here that I'm proposing, I found and tweaked a little bit to apply for us. So if you would look through it, the only thing is I would omit section 7 on here because it doesn't necessarily have to go in our personnel policy manual. Since we already sent that off to the attorney after working on it so hard. But we can if you want to, but I don't think it's necessary.
I read over this whole thing and I'm just wondering, like, who does the investigation? Like, if ever anything was to come up with these complaints.
So was it, I thought it was spelled out in here.
At the hearing, the investigator shall testify as to the evidence gathered in the investigation. I mean, it talks about the investigator a lot, but who's the investigator?
And usually the city attorney assigns that, but that is not laid out in here.
Right.
Because it says, all complaints must be personally signed, notarized. Upon receiving a written complaint, the mayor shall sign the document. If the mayor and the liaison/supervisor determine that the complaint could appear constitute misconduct, then they'll forward the complaint to an appropriate investigator, which I would think would either be, depending on the circumstance, would be if, it doesn't mean every complaint's gonna be turned in to the attorney, it just means if the mayor and liaison think it's appropriate, then it will be.
Continue further.
Yes.
Into just investigation, it doesn't have to be this certain date.
Right.
The liaison for,
Whoever,
department.
whatever department the complaint is about. If it's about me, then it would be Dennis and Pat.
okay.
And then I have one more question on this. At the header, it says City of Motley Counties. Shouldn't Todd be on there too?
No.
No.
It's just Morrison and Cass.
Yep.
Do we have many complaints coming in from citizens?
No, but I think there's probably been 3 since I started, so that's been 3 times where I went, now I don't know what to do. You know, so there should be a procedure in place.
Sure, you've had people want to file a complaint and you didn't have this form, so you didn't know what to do.
Correct.
So that's why you want to utilize this so that way you have a procedure or something.
Yes.
Okay. So I will make a motion to approve the employee citizen complaint policy procedure form.
Well, second.
What, say that again though?
It's
Employee,
resolution 2025.
yeah,
What she said.
sorry. A motion to approve resolution, what did you call it, Tim? 2025.
2025-8.
Dash 8. Sorry.
Do I have a second? I'll second. Any discussion on the motion?
So it would be discussed by you and the liaison
To the department of whom the complaint is
to
on.
decide whether it should go to the attorney or
The investigator.
do nothing about it or go to the attorney?
Either decide it's a valid complaint and it should be investigated, or it's not a valid complaint.
Okay.
I have a question also, because I wasn't present at the last meeting, you guys did discuss this, and I thought you excluded police department on one of your discussions. So this is, so every time, if, say the police department pulls someone over and they have a complaint about that, I mean,
Same thing. It's the same
Okay.
thing. And what we excluded the police department on was the IT stuff,
Contacting the attorney.
where the police department went with the county.
I think it was for when we can contact the attorney, like if I need something.
right. I remember
Oh, yes,
that.
that was for, okay, because I was trying to figure out.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was not about a disciplinary thing. That was who can contact the attorney
Okay,
for anything.
okay,
The police department should be able to contact the attorney whenever they see.
okay.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
that's what you're clarifying too in the last meeting that you weren't.
Right.
Okay, so Tammy was appointed the go-to person
Yep.
for, yeah, and then Al is on entity.
Okay.
Any further discussion?
But now Tammy would not be, in this instance, it wouldn't go to Tammy first and then to the attorney. It would be you and the liaison.
Well, whoever took in the complaint, I mean, if I took in the complaint, then I would bring it to,
We'll say it was against you.
yeah, so whoever took in the complaint, so then they would probably bring it to Al, I'm guessing. Or one of you,
Right.
you know, whoever takes in the complaint.
So your point, Steve, if it was against Tammy?
The only reason I mentioned Tammy was when she said it'll go to Tammy and then to
She
the
would
attorney
bring it to Pat.
potentially. That's the only reason I mentioned it.
Yeah, so we're actually talking about 2 different things and we're kind of
Oh,
overlapping them. When we spoke at the last meeting about contacting the attorney, it wasn't about disciplinary actions, it was about
no, I knew that.
other business. So I think that I feel like it's spelled out in here that it would be brought to the attorney, not that I would bring it to the attorney, but I would think that whoever makes the decision that it needs to go to the attorney would be the one to bring it to the attorney. Do you want that added in there?
Well, that's how it would have to be, because if a complaint was brought against you, you're gonna hand it to Pat, Pat and I would sit down, and then we would have to be the ones to decide.
Right. And if it's brought to me against Brad, I really shouldn't be involved in bringing it to
No,
the
and that's
attorney.
like I said, that should
Yeah.
just be handed to you, say we got a complaint about the
Yeah.
fire department, goes to
Yes,
Pat
I'll
and
put it in there.
whoever that is. April, then Pat.
This notary thing that's on this complaint form,
Mhm.
who's gonna notarize it? I mean, is that required to be notarized?
It was suggested that we have it notarized, but we can leave that out. We can take that off. The reason it was suggested that it be notarized is because that'll turn away a lot of people who aren't serious,
Sure.
Sure,
you know.
and leave it on there. Because otherwise, once people get a whiff that these are out there, they're, well, it's common knowledge anyhow, so they already do, but I mean, it will deter people from writing them unnecessarily.
If their complaints against you, or they go get notarized?
They have to find something.
I can still notarize it. I'm not, when you notarize a document, you're not supposed to
Agree.
read it.
You're-
You're just supposed to
Make sure
say,
that
do
it's
you
signed.
understand it? Is this what you want, you know, understand it? But I understand that could be uncomfortable. They could take this anywhere and fill it out and get it notarized.
Oh,
Any other discussion on the motion?
And I just, yeah, I want to say, it does say in here, the mayor and liaison shall forward the complaint to an appropriate investigator. So it does say it in here. Okay.
Yep.
Anything else? All in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Any other new business? Hearing none. Moving on. Public forum. Anybody from the public want to address the council? Hearing none. Moving on. Council forum. Anybody on the council?
Bruce, how's that heater working?
I haven't checked lately.
Oh.
I hope it's okay.
Did they reflood?
He's done it, yeah. Yeah. I asked him a couple times, he said it's been going every time I asked him.
Okay.
This week.
Might have to look into a new one next year.
Something, yeah.
That thing gets, that rink gets used a lot more than you think.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice little deal for the city.
I just want to add a huge thank you to Tammy, and I don't know if anybody else really necessarily knows this, but, well, and if not, you should know how hard she worked on this codification project and got that handed in. She worked, like, what, over a year? Almost, well, as long as you've been here.
Yes.
Since you got here, and it hadn't been done for over a year.
Yes, and it wasn't just me,
It was
Bruce and Al.
everybody.
Work, and then Pat came in and helped us. And
Everybody, the group effort put forward to get that handed in, awesome, good work, everybody. Because that had been on the back burner for a while. So,
thank you.
thank you. That's all I have.
Anything else? Moving on, upcoming meetings, important dates. City Hall will be closed on President's Day, Monday, February 17th. Second council meeting, Monday, February 24th at 2 p.m., City Hall. The city audit is set for March 3rd to the 7th. Regular council meeting Monday, March 10th, 4:30 PM at City Hall. P and Z meeting Monday, March 17th, 2 PM at City Hall.
Is that still happening,
I guess we'll know when, I would say yes, unless, Sourcewell hasn't assigned something to us.
Sure, because that was when the Keogh's initial time back was supposed to be.
We might want to contact Sourcewell soon and find out what they're planning.
He said that they would, he just called this afternoon.
Sure. They'll probably be touching
Yeah.
tomorrow, but.
Also, maybe we should add on here that, comprehensive plan, the comp plan kickoff meeting.
February 20th.
What day of the week is that?
It's a Thursday.
Thursday, February 20th. What's the time?
5:30 to 6:30.
5:30 at,
United Methodist Church in Lawrence. I have that iPad.
Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.